So I pretty much get into a walk every day, and used to be 10,000 steps a day. Now we're up to, I think, 12,500. Whether 85 divided by 7 is, yeah, so 12.2, something like that. So 12.2 thousand steps a day, so 7:15 right now on Saturday, and just heading out for this little walk. I knew I had a lot of things to do today, and one of the things that I've learned recently, specifically from Brendan Bertrand, was you got to live every day with purpose. And you have to have direction for every single one of the days. Like, as soon as you have some time where you just don't know what you're going to be doing, and then you kind of see what happens, try and, obviously, there's a lot of people who do different things. I think my see what happens kind of day depends on which city I'm in, or like where I'm living. But like right now, my Berkhamsted see what happens day is probably like, just probably get up, like still do my steps anyway, but then it would be like take my time with the workout, take my time with like cleaning the dishes and doing the kitchen and stuff like that. And so like it'd most likely be like 11 or 12 by the time that I'm finished with my sort of morning ritual stuff. And then from 11 until like 3 or 4, I'd probably just like hang about in the house, like sit in the garden if there's something to do. And but look, like, even now, like, I don't really have anything popping into my head that I'd be like, oh, okay, this is what I definitely do. But today, like, I do have loads of things to be getting on with. Got a really long list of things that I want to do. Like, you know, obviously this YouTubing is part of it, and making sure that I'm putting out some effective content every single day, and just aligning the channel with exactly who I am and exactly how I want this to look. And then, you know, my videos right now are a bit amateur, they're a bit basic. I mean, probably this angle is not exactly the nicest one, but you know, at least it's something. At least there's execution and action there. And I didn't actually put this video onto my plan. This one is just on the fly. Like, I was just doing my steps, and I thought I'd just mention about living the day. So yeah, I think I have some projects like making my YouTube videos better, blogging, working out like all of the platforms that I want to approach. And then like, obviously I'm furloughed right now, so just need to probably think about that. And work is sort of suggesting to go back within the next week or two. I've actually opted out of that. I think that's a little bit early to be going back to work right now, and just waiting to see how like the coronavirus numbers go, whether they go up instead of down, and whether we're looking at another lockdown instead of being over the peak. So a few things to think about. But yeah, like this last night before I went to bed, I knew that I wasn't quite prepared for today. So in my head I was like thinking about the stuff just before I went to bed, and then I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to remember all of this when I wake up. What if I forget some of it? What if I'm not sure? And in my head I was like, no, I'm definitely not going to remember and not going to forget any of it. I'll remember it. I'll make sure that I put it on in the day. So first thing I did when I woke up was, before I got downstairs, I went onto my calendar and I made my list of the things I need to do and what time exactly it was that I wanted to do them at. And I used the calendar, just said schedule the time. I do have loads of things already scheduled in there. So this is like probably overlapping with a few of the other tasks that are my standard daily tasks, but I just put in my times of what I wanted to do, especially for this morning. I think got quite a busy morning. Don't want to skip out anything. So 7:15, 7:20ish now. So we're on the walk. This walk's a short one. This is just a quick whip around the block, get a few steps in, kind of get like a bit woken up, I guess, a bit warmed up, had breakfast already. As soon as we get back, or we don't have to wait till we get back, we can just go for it at 7:30, is to go for a 5k jog. I'm already wearing my shoes, so ready to go. And so that should take about 30 to 40 minutes. So that'd be from 7:30 till 8:15. And then at 8:15, I do have plans to do boxing, but the boxing and the jog is kind of like the same cardio. So although that isn't the plan, it's probably what I'll do at 8:15 for like 30 minutes, maybe less, maybe just for fun, because the jog's already completed. So just watching a guy drive straight at two pigeons, and he could see that they weren't sure where to go, and they could see that he wasn't going to stop. So then, let's say 8:45 by the time that we finish the boxing, and then I want to do my legs workout. So that should take about an hour, maybe a little bit more. So then we'll be at just about 10 o'clock, maybe before then, which is great because normally I would get everything done by 11, and today hopefully I'll have got everything done by 10, which gives me one extra hour to sort out the rest of the day stuff, which is not part of the normal morning routine, and it's my opportunity to really get the most out of the rest of the day. So I think what I'll do is I'll see how I'm doing at 10 o'clock, and at 10 I'll sit down again and make another plan for the rest of the afternoon, probably till about 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I'll take the rest of the weekend off. So definitely not exactly like the dream version of setting goals for my day, but it's happening and it's getting done. So I think when I'm living each day with purpose, it just helps so much, because at the end of the day you feel like you can tick some things off your list and see what you've actually accomplished and got done. And then if you do the same thing with the week, same thing with the month, and same thing with the year, you're bound to have accomplished a lot of things by the end. You can't not have. Whereas if you have not set a goal and then you're working towards something, you're still working towards something, aren't you? But you just don't know where it is or what you're aiming for. So even if you hit it, you don't even know. And then at the end of the year, you can't remember where you were, but you're here now. And this is 9 years in to being an adult. So at least 7 of those years I was working towards whatever goals it was that I had, and here we are. It's not particularly directed and not particularly focused. And I guess it's a bit of a wake up, isn't it? There's got to be something that forces you to take life by the hands and just say, like, bro, like, this is how I want the life to go. Doesn't matter like what the rest of the world is doing, or the universe, or like this or that, or like people or anything. Like, you know, I've already decided how my life is going to go, and I'm going to make sure that I make it go that way. It's grabbing life by both hands and leading the way, rather than just being along for the ride, which is kind of what it feels like when you don't really plan anything. It just feels like you're just following the journey and following the path, and then you can't complain, can you? Like, you can't be like 29 and have never set a plan, have never set a goal, then be like, oh, not really happy with where I am in my life. It's like, well, yeah, like, yeah, you didn't say where you wanted to be, and you spent 8 years working on that. Like, you really consistently worked on whatever it was in the moment that was right there in front of you, rather than dictating. I'm sure there's a lot of benefits to have done that along the way. Like, for example, there are some plans that I made. Like, there are some plans that I have made over the last 8 years, and I wouldn't say, looking back, that they're necessarily the bits or the times that I've really enjoyed the most, and some of the free-flowing activities are also the ones that I've really enjoyed. But I think, you know, all in all, it's not possible to look back on like a selection of time that you've lived without purpose favourably. I think it's when you hit your realization that, like, you could have accomplished something, you could have done something with your time and with your life, and you could have really been anything, everything, all of the things. Like, there's so much that I could have been or can be, and every time that I do set a goal, I get it, like, I achieve it. So I guess it just puts each day to perspective and makes you wonder, like, how much more is there in the day? Like, how much more have I got? And can't get out until you're giving your best. That's the tagline. The moral of the story is, just can't get out until you've given it your best. Like, this is me giving it my best at the moment. And it's a work in progress, but this is male competence. This is the journey from being an incompetent man to being a very competent man, friend, husband, father. Like, all of these male roles that we have to be. There's a few more in, probably breadwinner, probably like emotional rock, probably protector. Yeah, like, some of those are natural to some people, and some of them maybe are not. Like, I think when you get to 29, you got to decide, like, whether being the natural version of yourself is enough or not. It's not a natural thing for me to just wake up and like make a plan, or like to go to bed and have made a plan. Like that's not what's naturally going to happen. It's just, that's not organic. That's me deciding that the natural version of me isn't enough, and that I've got more to give. I've got more to be. So I think that's a pretty good video. I'm gonna turn around and go back to the house in a minute. So nice casual video here. Nothing too extravagant. No lighting and no mic, but Gary Vee was saying yesterday he made 1,000 episodes of Wine TV before he even upgraded any of his equipment. So look, let's just go for it and make some content. If you do watch this all the way to the end, appreciate your time, and let me know if you have any thoughts. Okay, bye.